Right, okay, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here with a brand new episode in this Motorsport Manager Let's Play. And we're going to be starting our first championship, or our first season, in Tier 3. And I don't know what to do with Joe, we'll leave the money, because if we click Start New Season, then the countdown, the 90-day countdown to the new season, yes, we'll get one of these. Do I want to spend all my money on a manufacturing upgrade, though? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, probably. I mean, those one-off upgrades which you get... I hate it when you get this. I mean, what are you supposed to do here? I don't know, the fans, whatever, who cares? I can't remember what I was going to say now, actually. Oh, sponsors, I don't care. I've really annoyed the drivers already. We haven't even started this season, and they're going to be quite annoyed because we're going to be way off the pace. Anyway, we need a new primary sponsor. As you notice, the amount of bonus money we get has dramatically increased now we're in Tier 3. Yep, okay, but well, obviously, yeah, all the costs will increase. Well, obviously not initially, but once we upgrade our facilities, which we're going to have to. I forgot, actually. Our manufacturing facility has still got 3 races left before that gets upgraded. We've got the maximum staff we can have at the moment. I don't really think there's anything we can do. How long of our... This is the annoying thing, is our engineers... There's going to be better engineers on the market now that we've jumped up a tier, but I don't want to sack one of them. I'll leave it a race, and then I might get rid of one of them, because obviously you have to pay off their contract, so the less amount of months they have left on it, the cheaper it is. I don't really think there's anything I could do, so we'll head off to Barcelona. Okay, no, we've got to deal with some sponsors, but no one wants to sponsor us. Okay, yeah, we'll head off to Barcelona, and just before I cut away, I'm going to see if the track is like the real life F1 track. Let's have a look. No, it's nothing like it whatsoever. Right, so initial signs aren't looking too good. Qualified 10th and 14th, which isn't good, but bearing in mind we've just moved up to a tier and nothing on our car has improved. Apart from a slight manufacturing upgrade, nothing on our car has improved since we left Tier 4. So it's kind of inevitable that we're going to be down there, and unfortunately we didn't qualify in the top 6, which means we didn't even get our sponsor bonus, which is about $500,000. So that's quite a substantial amount of money we missed out on there. But anyway, you know, I don't really quite know what to do or what to expect this race. So also the setup was kind of weird because it was a wet qualifying, and I'll put it on neutral because that seemed to work for Gia Richardson the best, or did it? Actually no, neutral cornering was slightly better. Okay, we'll put them both on neutral cornering. Yeah, honestly qualifying was kind of a shambles for Fredericks. Heavy rainstorm in 12 minutes. Well, I don't know how long our soft tyres would last. Our hard tyres would definitely last till 12 minutes in the race. I don't know whether the softs will. That's kind of a gamble. Joe, we'll go on the softs, because... Oh, I didn't actually check what our sponsor objective was. What is it? 8th. Finish in the top 8, and then we'll qualify for our $500,000 sponsor bonus. Actually, yeah, most of the fields are on softs, but bearing in mind, our manufacturing statistic is quite low, and the manufacturing statistic is responsible for the reliability of the car and the tyre wear. So, yeah, I mean, good thing I improved it somewhat pre-season, but I think I don't know whether we will make it, but obviously the weather can come earlier than predicted or later. Just because it says 12 minutes doesn't mean it always sticks rigorously to that. Although I think our tyres are going to have had it before we even... Yeah, well, we're going to have to pit this lap, aren't we? Because else our tyres are gone. because once they get below a quarter life, they've had it. And I'm going to pit on for the wets, just because there's no point putting on the hard tyres for like 2 laps. In fact, loads of people have come into the pits. Hopefully the rain comes down soon. 1 minute. 1 minute. Now, bearing in mind everyone else is going for a pit stop. Yeah, there you go. There's the heavy rain. And because it's a storm cloud, yeah, that cylinder's filling up pretty quickly. Fredericks is in 12th. And that's something else we're going to have to do, is our drivers there. We're going to have to replace them at some point. No, keep to the plan. We're going to have to replace these drivers at some point, because they're just not fit for this tier of racing anymore. And also, yeah, these races, or these episodes, I'm going to try and fit more races into an episode, because I'm going to have to spend this season, and possibly even next season, just at the back slowly building up money and developing the car, because... Oh, I've just realised it stopped raining. It's drying up pretty slowly. Okay, that's good. What about if we stay out? Yeah, we stay out for this 1 lap. Well, if the softs only last 4 laps, the hards aren't going to make 4 laps. Well, no, they're not going to make 11 laps. Right, I think we're going to have to put on the hard tyres then. Because otherwise it's 10 laps and the softs won't do that. Even 2 sets of soft tyres won't do 10 laps. Not on our car anyway. Yeah, no, I think we'll just have to put onto... Well, it depends how long the hard tyres last, actually. If they last 6 laps, which they might well do, should do, then we'll just put on the softs again at the end. And we're not even in the top 8, but there's some people on the wet tyres still. Okay, we could still finish in the top 8, because then we'll get a nice sponsor bonus from that. Is anyone coming into the pits? Okay. I mean, there's still a lot of people out there on wet tyres. The track is fully dried out, but there's still a worrying amount of people on the wet tyres. But then again, I mean, to be fair, now because they've been on the wet tyres for so long, they probably don't have to stop again. Especially if they fit on the hard tyres, which most of them have. I think this is the best we can hope for, really. I reckon even if I tell my drivers to conserve, then no, the tyres won't last. What we can do is we can tell them now just to put onto the softs, go to the end of the race, because there's no way they'll make the hard tyres last, even if I tell them to try and conserve the tyres. Yeah, and obviously it's the Russian Grand Prix just gone, and I would talk about that, but it wasn't actually the most interesting race. I think it's the most boring one so far this year, and I don't really think there's anything I can add to the discussion, really. I don't think I've got any worthwhile opinions sharing about it. It was a boring race. Oh, it wasn't horrific, but compared to the other ones this year, it wasn't amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just getting distracted because I've just realised that I thought we were on the last lap. The problem is I've been playing R-Factor where it counts the amount of laps you're on, not the ones that you've done. So when it said 21 out of 22, I thought it was the last lap. Yeah, so Fredericks, he's done a better job this race. Yeah, he comes around in 9th. Gear Richardson comes around in 13th in our first race in Tier 3. Yeah. Well, we got 2 points. Where's that person, the constructors? Okay, 6th out of 8. Okay, but obviously we're not going to win this season. Maybe next season we might, but we need to get some upgrades. I'm going to try... Oh yeah, of course, it's not even a race every month. It's not even a race a month. It's, let's look at the calendar. Yeah, it's 2 races now this month. Do you know what? We'll lay off our head of aerodynamics. Yeah, and see if there's any better engineers out in the market. Oh, yep, yellow bars, okay. Okay, they're a bit better. Not quite as good as I was hoping, but what we might do is... I'm so sorry to say this, because in the real world this would be cruel, but we're going to lay off Dant, or Dante, Waterman, and Garrison Northam, just because there's better people now out on the market, which is something you have to do every time you go up a tier, is you're going to have to lay off your engineers. Alright then, rejected that. This is the problem, if you try and sign the best person on screen. Hang on, is that even the same person? Yeah, it is, okay. We'll offer you $5,000 then. There you go, fine, whatever. I don't even know if that's the same person I just offered the contract to, but whatever. And now we're actually in a bit of debt, but hopefully this should have improved. 49.51, he's the best one on the screen. Hopefully this should have improved the pace of our car. Well, I can see the bars are higher up. What's the number? Our car is rated 47. I think it was only rated 44 beforehand, so our car has improved. I could lay off one of our drivers. I could lay off Gia Richardson, but I mean, what? I don't know, I might not, because I might try and see if this guy, Carl Romp, in our young driver program develops much more than Gia Richardson before I lay her off and then try and replace her with an experienced driver. So we'll see how he develops. If we go a few races in and he hasn't developed, then we'll just get rid of Gia Richardson and get another experienced driver. Dilemma. Okay, do you think that boost technology, KERS and DRS, is a good thing for the sport? No. I could talk about this for a long time, but basically, more overtaking isn't a good thing. It just isn't. I mean, what was it? I think from 2009 to 2010, the amount of overtakes per race doubled. And then from 2010 to 2011, they doubled again. But then since 2011, it's fallen every year since. I'm pretty certain it has anyway. So, but in my opinion, I'm sure in quite a few people's opinion, 2011, 12, 13, 14, and 15 are all bad years. Maybe 2012 people would look favourably on, but but nobody says, oh yeah, I really liked the 2012 F1 season. I enjoyed all the overtaking. You don't, because all of the memorable overtakes in Formula 1, all of them are from decades gone by. Most of them anyway. I mean, you know, you don't remember many modern overtakes, even though there's been way more overtakes in recent times. They're just not interesting because they've been aided by KERS or DRS, or ERS now as it would be. Well, DRS really, that's the real issue. Okay. Top speed cornering, I think that was the recommended setup. But more overtaking isn't always a good thing, because what's the point of having more overtakes if they're all boring? Because also the problem with DRS is you could pass someone on using DRS, and then the next lap that person could repass you using DRS. So, you know, that the increase in overtakes is pretty artificial. That's just my thought. Everybody remembers the overtakes. For example, Hakkinen on Schumacher in Belgium 2000, or the one at Japan 2005 with Alonso, wasn't it? Alonso round 130R. Everybody remembers those overtakes because people had to work for those overtakes, and because they were so few, people treasured them, and you had to put skill into overtaking. Now there's no skill, so kind of now what's the point, really? That's my view on DRS anyway. But yeah, as promised, I'm going to try and, now that I've had that rant out of the way, now I'm going to have more cuts through the season, and I won't show you the whole race. I did show you the whole of the first race because it was the first race, but now I'm going to just only show you the highlights really, or if anything interesting happens. But this is good, qualifying for the second race in Tier 3, and 4th and 6th, and all we've done since the last race was get completely new engineers. That's made a surprisingly big improvement really. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a performance jump. Right, so this race we're going to do a 2-stop strategy, I mean, pitting every 5 laps. And we were 7th and 5th, then 6th and 5th, and now we're 10th and 8th. We've actually been jumped in the pits, but there's some people on hard tyres who haven't come into the pits yet. Well, as long as we come in the top 6, then we get the 500k sponsor bonus. So really, that's all I'm in it for. And there's one more person in the pits. Yeah, we're back in 7th and 6th. Okay, that's basically, I think, the best we can hope for this race. Right, okay, things haven't gone well for Gear Richardson, actually. During the pit stop phase, well, Fredericks, as you can see up ahead, he was able to come out of the pits in clear air, and Gear Richardson is stuck behind this pink car, and also that blue one. Whoa, Fredericks is making up places. Look at him. Wow, Fredericks is on fire. Bloody hell. I think we know which driver we'll be getting rid of first. I mean, look, well, I mean, Gear Richardson's been a bit unlucky. Okay, she's come up to 7th. Okay. Oh, and more people in the pits. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. More people in the pits. So Fredericks is 2nd and Gear Richardson 5th. Right, an update in the situation. Fredericks is down in 3rd, Gear Richardson in 5th. But do you know what? I'm proud of how well we did that race, actually. Considering how poorly we did in the last race, and no, I think we've actually done pretty decently this race, to be fair. I don't know, maybe it's just because we had a good tyre strategy going on softs for the entire race. I don't know, maybe that's what did it for us. But we got the 500k sponsor bonus. Yeah, well, where are we in the constructors now? 5th, okay, gone up 1 place. Okay. Well, things are suddenly looking surprisingly good, and one more race, after one more race, our manufacturing facility will be upgraded, so then that's going to be even more car improvements. Right, I think I've found our weakness. Maybe it's just wet conditions we're poor in, because I don't know, I mean, I thought it was a setup issue initially, but I could not find a better setup, so I don't know, I'm at a loss, really. Hang on. Yeah, oh yeah, we were slower. For some reason I thought we were quicker then. No. No idea. Okay, that's quite worrying actually. But it is a dry race, so I've got some hope then. Right, okay. Fredericks, he was in 11th, he's now in 7th, and honestly, this has been the most boring race. Nothing's really happened, but I think through differing strategies, yeah, we're doing okay. We've moved up a few places since qualifying. We did soft, hard, soft. Yeah, and Gear Richardson's 9th, Fredericks is 7th. He might well get past that purple car. What about the greens are 1st and 2nd? Okay, 1st and 3rd, I was about to say, because they're the team that's just above us in the championship at the moment, is that green team, and then the next one up is purple. And well, Fredericks is in between the two purples. I think this race is going to end 6th and 8th. No, hang on, no, the purples are going to finish 6th and 8th. We're going to finish 7th and 9th, so actually just in between them. Yeah, right, basically kind of just below them, but Fredericks is in between them. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at, but we got 7th, or Fredericks got 7th, so we still get the 500,000 sponsor bonus. And the further up the tiers you go, the more important sponsor bonuses become. At least up until a point where you know, once you win every race, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to have the feel-good factor of staying out of debt, yeah, sponsor bonuses are pretty important. And I think, since I'm gonna have, actually making a monthly profit. I know we won't be anymore. I forgot. Our manufacturing facility's been upgraded. Whoa, look at that blue bar go. Still got low reliability apparently, but we haven't had a single car failure this season. And we're now at a monthly loss, but our car rating is up to 48. And because I've had more cuts in between each races, apart from the first one, but it is the first one in this tier, so I wanted to show it a bit more extensively. But because I'm having more cuts between races, I'm going to do the 4th one in this episode, and that will be the last one I'll do. And it's at Munich, so let's head off to that. Right, and I thought it was wet weather pace that was our issue. No, a completely dry qualifying in Munich, and we're down in 11th and 13th. Right, it does almost seem like we've made a mistake. 10th and 15th, but there's a load of people on soft tyres who are going to have to come in soon. There you go, so we're up into 5th and 8th. Okay, having not made a stop. And hopefully our tyres should just about last to when the rain comes. What we need to hope for is that the rain comes down quick enough that it intersects with when our hard tyres are dead, so then we've got a stop on everyone else. No, this isn't going to work, is it? I've told my drivers to pit in now, but as you can see, the track's not really wet enough yet. Anyone else out on the wet tyres? Okay, a couple of people are, so we're not the only ones to be trying this. Yeah, and still I think it's dry tyres, still it is, but once the bottom circle fills up, now I'd say from here on in it's wet tyre conditions, but 7th and 12th, that's not too bad. We need to finish in the top 8 for our sponsor bonus, and since we're not in a position to win races, as long as we meet our sponsor objective, that's fine. Right, here's the crucial thing. Gia Richardson has already come in for her second pit stop, so she's in 12th. Fredericks, he's in 5th, but he's got to come into the pits. 7th. Okay, if he can hold 7th, he's not going to. He's going to be jumped. Okay, he comes out the pits. Hang on, he comes out the pits in 7th. Okay, whatever. Okay, okay, regardless. Fredericks is in 7th, Gia Richardson's in 13th. Just have to speed through to the end of the race, see if anyone else pits. Okay, yes, someone else is pitting. Okay, Fredericks is back in 6th, and as long as we finish there, that's some points, but crucially, we're inside the sponsor objective. Okay, so interesting scenes going on here. Fredericks is in 5th. Don't know how he got past the person who's behind it, but he did move up into 5th, completely out of nowhere. Gia Richardson is up into 10th. Oh, maybe it's because that purple guy retired. Well, not the purple guy, but the guy driving in the purple car. He retired. Or maybe, yeah, that might well have made the difference. That might be why Fredericks is up a position. But Fredericks finished 5th. We're doing surprisingly well, and I thought we didn't have any pace in the wet conditions, but no, our pace just seems to be very selective. Still 5th in the constructor standings, not too far behind 4th. Then the top 3 kind of a way out there. So it's Stanaway is the team we got to watch out for. They're going to be our rivals this season. So the purple team, that's who we're comparing ourselves to. And I think that's pretty much everything. Not much talk about the real life Russian Grand Prix, because I didn't really have anything constructive or worthwhile to say about it, other than I didn't think it was all that interesting. And look at this, Carl Romp, he is in our young driver program. He's developing very well. I mean, look, there's the stats. They're all kind of in the 50s. Our 2 drivers, yeah, they're really not doing very well. So the question to you guys in the comments is, how much longer do I leave this guy in the young driver program? I think he might have reached his peak, because if they'll stay in the young driver program, develop, reach a peak, and then eventually clear off if you don't promote them. So do I put him in the team for the next race or not? I think we should, but it's up to you guys. And if you guys have enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like. And I know I always say that, but I've noticed that this series, the views haven't been dropping especially, but the likes kind of have, really. So honestly, and this goes not just for me but for everyone on YouTube, if you have enjoyed a video, please do leave a like. Anyway, yeah guys, I'll leave that decision down to you to put in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.